All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom. B.
Hi.
Episode 10.
That seems like a milestone.
I know. You know what? Again, we said we'd do 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Then we agreed to do 5 more. And here we are. So many cool things happening. Do you know who Brent Allen Hagel is?
No.
You do, but you don't know it.
Okay.
All right, so really quick. He is the guy that does voices for like everything. Like you'll hear his voice. Ready? So
Fox Tonight.
We built a dynasty.
Monarch is TV's new.
So you hear the guy that's doing Fox Tonight.
Yeah.
That, or he does Disney.
Disney Plus presents Better Nate Than Ever.
Wow.
I mean, everything.
Oh,
underneath
yeah.
the sun. TLC.
With millions of views in her social networks, she became a dermatology influencer.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
know him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know the voice.
Yes.
So just so you know.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I want.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
I think you might do that a lot.
I want him to voice over my life. How cool is that? The same guy. I mean, he does Netflix, Hulu, Discovery, Disney, everything.
Wow.
He's the voice of it. You hear him all the time, and now you hear him.
For us.
Yeah, he should put that on his website. He should be like
Oh,
Fox,
yeah.
Fox, Disney, and the DFM podcast because he made.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
That was really nice of him.
Really awesome.
I mean, how long did it take him to do that?
You would be shocked. Like literally, I sent him an email. 5 minutes later, I got an email back with that audio.
Wow.
Nothing else other than just the audio.
Just the audio.
Like he didn't say like, here you go, have a great day.
Right.
Just the audio track. But talking about this podcast blowing up a little
Yeah.
bit. So we teased last week that you had gotten an email from a media company.
Mm-hmm.
So down the rabbit hole is the media company who was like, we love your podcast. We want a part of this. So basically what I agreed to with them is they have the rights to the first 10 episodes are now on their website, on their platform.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we're doing the next 7 episodes with them that they get first rights to. They're going to stream it before anybody else does.
Oh, yeah.
So on Fridays, midnight, it goes live on their site.
Okay.
And then the agreement says 12 hours later, we can post to wherever we want.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, if you want to hear the podcast between like midnight and noon, you have to go to their website and their platforms.
Down the
and
rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of other awesome content.
Yes, they have a whole bunch of other podcasts, a whole bunch of other stuff. But for 12 hours, it's exclusively theirs. And then it's hours after that,
Great.
wherever we want to.
Great.
I know, it's awesome.
Works out for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a cool thing.
We're now joining forces with other podcasters.
Yes, but I'm nervous for the fact of now we've made this agreement that we're going to do 7 episodes and we're going to release them at a certain time for them. And yet this week you're getting your wisdom tooth pulled out.
I know.
So, I mean, I would love to take you into the podcast studio area here literally right after.
Oh.
And just put a microphone in front of you and have you all swollen up. But yeah, we'll have to figure out when we can record after this.
I know.
You might be better by next.
And I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I should be able to go back to work and everything like that. I'm terrified about it, but it is what it is. It has to come out. It would be funny if I came down and we podcasted after I had Sweet Air. However, I found out that's too expensive to even get.
It's like the same amount of money as the actual extraction.
Yeah. So I have to just tough it out and get my Novocaine.
I wonder if I can pay for it as a business expense. For the podcast.
For the views.
Yeah, just for the views. I'll be like, hook her up with some Sweet Air, and then I need to record her.
Yeah, you need to bring a camera in with you to the...
Oh, yes.
Will they even let you in the room
I have no idea.
with me? I wonder.
Yeah, but you asked me to go,
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'll be there.
Yeah. I would not be able to bring myself, go in alone.
I do have to also say one last thing about the podcast. I'm so sorry, but we got a comment on my TikTok, and I got to do my favorite joke in the world to a commenter. So this little audio, and I got an excuse to play it again.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
obviously people know that your name is Christine, or they see the show notes and your name is Christine.
Yeah.
But I don't call you Christine.
No.
And they said, why do you call her B if her name is Christine? And I just replied back to the comment, how do you spell Christine? Which is my favorite joke when people ask why I call you B.
Yeah.
You don't find that funny at all.
Not at all.
But
you are a funny person. But that joke just doesn't do it for me.
how do you spell Christine? It's so great.
Okay.
B has nothing to do with like a letter in your name.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it's not like you're Christine B. Festa.
Right.
Or anything like that.
It's
Like,
a little embarrassing.
it's a little embarrassing. You all right if I tell it?
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. So you had texted me once early on in our relationship,
This is
And
the
you-
embarrassing part.
and you wrote, "Hey boo," or "Good night boo"
I
at
was
the end of the
being
conversation.
silly, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you called me boo,
Well, it was like a trending.
right? And I was just
Not
so
having it.
yeah. Oh, please don't call me boo. So I said in the text underneath it, I said, if you call me boo, I'm going to start to call you B, so our text read booby, because I'm 12 and find that
right,
funny.
right. Yeah.
But then I said, actually, B works because you're kind of like a bee. I'm like, you're nice and soft and fluffy, but you know how to sting.
All women know how to sting.
And then it just stuck, and I called you B, and it's weird when I don't, for me.
For me also. When you say Christine, it definitely
Feels like
I pause a second. I'm like, oh, I don't talk about it. I'm not like, why did you call me Christine?
No, and
But-
usually it's if I have to get your attention and there's like a bunch of people like B, 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 and you're not. I'm like, Christine.
Oh, yeah.
But also, my kids don't call you Christine.
No.
My kids call you Miss Christine.
Right.
And that
We
was
have to explain.
and that was because when I first had them meet you, I introduced all adults as Mr. and Mrs. blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I asked if you wanted to be known as Miss Festa, and you were like, no. So I said, all right, well, my kids are going to call you Miss Christine.
I don't even remember this conversation, but okay.
And then
okay.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
they call you Miss Christine from there, and they just never stopped.
Yeah, because we weren't together at that time.
Right.
You know, we were friends and
But it's so funny because I'll hear Sylvia or my mom or Debbie, like when they talk to the kids, like, oh, just go ask Miss Christine if
True.
make sure you tell Miss Christine when you get to the house. Like, you know.
it stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's odd for some people. They're like, why do they call you that? But
Yeah,
then
you live
what
with my kids, yet they call you very formal Miss Christine.
Right. But that has changed over time. And then it would be weird to change my name because they're just so used to saying it. Now, when they're 20 years old, I'm sure they'll drop the Miss.
I don't know.
I
I don't know
think.
when they will.
I
Maybe
don't
they'll
know.
maybe they'll be 40. You know what? That's fine. I called your parents Mr. and Mrs. Festa for a very long time.
Yeah, so things have changed. When we were growing up, I know everyone that I addressed, my best friends growing up. Melissa, I called her parents Mr. and Mrs. Holline. Joanne, Mr. and Mrs. DiCasanzo. Jen, Mr. and Mrs. Hanson. That's what you did. As we got older, they would say to call them by their first name, and I just couldn't do it. It doesn't feel right. So I have to go with the formal name.
Some of the kids will call me Jimmy during my show because I use the name Jimmy in my show when I say, hey, Debbie, it's your brother Jimmy. And I call myself Jimmy, and then they think that's funny.
You do. And this is an entire...
Do you really want to do this now?
Oh, yeah. Well, this fits into the name thing.
All right, let's do.
It's-
I mean, yeah.
So you introduced yourself.
Just look
Can
at-
you
okay,
already
I was
see
just
how
gonna say-
irritated?
Look at how irritated she is already. Like
Going
she,
back to how this happened. When we first met,
Mm-hmm.
you had introduced yourself to everyone around us that we're friends with
Right.
as, hi, I'm Jim. I'm
Yeah.
Jim. I'm Jim. I heard you introduce yourself all the time.
I am Jim. Our podcast is called.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
It's with Jim and Christine.
And that's what you told him to say.
yes.
All right. Anyway, I don't even know how it came up. Then you said, my family. Oh, no. Debbie,
Yeah.
your sister.
So you met my sister
I met
Debbie.
your
That was like the
sister
first
Debbie,
person you met.
And she calls you Jimmy.
Right.
So I said, oh, your sister calls you Jimmy. And you replied with anyone who's close to me calls me Jimmy and knows me well. And
So
I
that's
said,
not exactly what
well,
happened.
Excuse me, I guess I don't know you so well.
That's not exactly what happened. Because Debbie called me Jimmy and said, oh, well, my family calls me Jimmy. And you were okay with that. But then Jenny Jones was calling me Jimmy.
Oh.
And you questioned it. I said, oh, well, we
Questioned.
And I was like, oh, well, we grew up together.
Yeah.
And
And
you
that
were
struck a nerve.
so mad because
was.
it was like, I don't know you well enough. You get to call me Jim.
Right.
But
I
at
was
some
in that
point-
group.
Yeah. But my entire family calls me Jimmy.
They do. And they call you Jimmy. So it was your brother David's birthday. And I write a card to him because I'm so kind. And I say, David, happy birthday. Love, Jimmy and Christine.
And you wrote Jimmy.
And I wrote Jimmy. And I
Smart.
wrote Jimmy, Jimmie.
Right. And why would you spell it that way?
Because you told me.
I'm going to tell it because instead of you telling me
because
that.
I'm going to be asking you if it's accurate.
When I was in 6th grade, we had 3 Jimmys in the same class. And there was
Okay.
2 Jimmy M's. Oh. So I just told my teacher, I'll be Jimmy with an IE. Some book we were reading had Jimmy with an IE in it.
Okay.
And I just said I'll do that. And that's why I started writing my name in 6th grade, Jimmie. And that just kind of stuck with me. So I was Jimmy as a kid, and then I was Jimmy with an IE from 6th grade on. But yeah, my family spells it with a Y.
Yeah, so fast forward to I signed the card, and then James, your son, gives his Uncle David a pen from one of those fairs. And before you know it, David takes the pen and crosses out Jimmy, Jimmie, and changes it to Jimmy, Jimmy. And I was done. I threw my hands up.
Because it's such a simple name.
And I'm like, how many versions of a name could you possibly have? And I'm getting it wrong every single time.
But none of them are wrong. They're all, it doesn't matter what you call me. I don't
Yeah.
care if you call me Jim, Jimmy with an I, Jimmy with a Y. I'm not mad about any of it. But if Stephen Carey were to write my name on a piece of paper and write, hey, Jimmy, Jimmy, I don't care. And if you were to go, hey, Jim, and write Jim, I don't care. Or if you goes, hey, Jimmy, Jimmy.
It's really my issue.
Yes.
Yeah. I got very hung up on it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't let it go.
Well, listen, it's my name. It's easy. It's fine.
But sometimes I will refer to you as Jester Jim at work. And it sounds funny because I'm talking about home stuff or whatever. I'm like, well, Jester Jim and I, just to, make
Jester
a little.
Jim and I were doing the dishes.
Yeah. He was organizing the sink, as he loves to do.
Throwback to 6 episodes ago. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But because you're B, it's become a lifestyle for you. I mean, I want everybody to take note. Yeah, look at your shirt and look at your mug.
I know. And
Yeah.
this was from Ryan and my kids.
Yeah,
It was very sweet.
right. And what do your kids call me?
Jim.
Yeah, they just call me Jim. They
Yep.
don't call me Jimmy.
No, they don't.
No, they're not close enough.
Just wait. Just wait till they hear this.
You think they listen to the podcast after their episode, or they just listen to their episode and that was it?
I think I throw it on in the car sometimes.
Yeah, you know what's great though? Also, they were like, our friends found your podcast.
They did last night. Yeah, because I commented on Ella's TikTok and then she said, oh, Brody found your podcast now.
That's so great.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and that brings me into, still on the name topic, how we refer to one another at this stage in the game that we're both divorced.
Oh.
We're living together.
This was the best. Can I preface this with your mom's story?
Oh, yeah, in Florida.
Yeah, so in Florida, we went to
Awkward.
visit your parents. And their neighbor came over and they were introducing everybody. This is Ashley and Ella, our grandkids. This is my daughter, Christine. And this is Jim.
Well, or they were like, this is Jim, her.
No, yeah,
I
I think she was trying to say like, oh, this is her husband or boyfriend or whatever. And she probably would have used the term boyfriend, but even to her, they want to give the relationship more clout. And this is our own problem too, is we call each other boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
However, we live together. We've been together for a while. We've raised kids now together. As,
Yeah.
Very blended family. The term boyfriend, girlfriend doesn't seem to do it justice. Because it's the same as like if two people just get together, they're called boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, or it sounds like young in a sense. Like I've had people say, oh, it sounds like, something you'd say if you were 16 or 17. Like, here's my boyfriend, here's my girlfriend. So if I put you as an emergency contact and asked who you are, is it like, domestic partner, significant other. What I said is we should just get engaged, even if we never want to get married, just so I could be like, this is my fiance.
No, you
this
don't
is
want
my
this on the
fiance.
podcast.
No, we're not getting married. Like we don't. Neither of
I
us.
don't want to be engaged either. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. You know I love you,
Yeah.
but it's just.
Well,
not
I just want a ring. We don't have to be engaged.
I want a ring. I want to call you my fiance.
Yeah. I'll call you my fiance. You don't have to call me yours. I want a rock on my hand, and I will be good.
Oh no.
I'll get it.
You're convinced. Well, listen. I said we would never live together either.
Exactly.
Here we are.
Yeah. It's not a deal breaker. So people will ask me all the time, do you want to get married or are you going to get married? And I said, no, we're really happy with where we're at. We don't need, the house is a commitment.
Yeah.
And I don't need the paper or anything to say that.
No, and you know what? You said you wanted a podcast. I was like, I don't know, big to do if we
Yeah.
have a podcast, a lot of work on my end.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I really want a podcast. And then sure enough, a little bit later.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
Any excuse to play
Tried
it.
to play it.
Any excuse.
That's 5 times, I think.
Oh, it's all amazing. You have to reset cameras.
Okay.
All right. Hold on.
All right.
This will be the break where I come back and press the button. And then
Now you're still listening to.
now you're still. Oh, I have to get him to re-record that. You're still listening. All right, let me reset.
Okay.
And we're back.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
And we're back on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the best SNL skit.
Oh,
with
yes.
Jimmy Fallon and Ben Affleck.
Yeah, what is it?
Z105. And we're back.
105. And we're back.
Listen, it's fun to press buttons.
I know. It's a fun button to press. And the other one's a censor button now. So if I want to be like, listen, you. Well, in case we need it. You know?
That's great.
Jim, you. We have a censor button on the podcast. We went to Florida to visit your parents. We
Yeah.
talked about that a little bit. When we're gone, we do have your very old cat. Mm-hmm. You've had a cat for 19 years.
Yeah.
And when we go away on vacation, someone needs to watch the cat.
Yeah.
So my sister does that because that's what my sister does. She pet
Yeah.
sits for
She's awesome.
amazing amount of people. I
She'll
don't even
stay
know.
at houses.
Yeah. Taking people's mail, watch their
great.
animals while they're gone on vacation. So she watches Slim while we're gone and watches the house, and you always get her a little something extra.
Yeah.
So what'd you get her?
I got her $20 in lottery tickets at 7-Eleven. And I thought, what if she hits it big? And it's like, I bought them, so it's my luck. But then you give it, and it's like,
Yeah, it's her present.
Right. So I was excited to give it to her. But then now I didn't want her to win nothing because then it's like not even
Right.
she didn't get anything from it except I guess the excitement of scratching.
She won just the right amount.
She won just the right amount. She won $70.
Right. So you spent 20.
Yeah.
She won 70.
Perfect.
Here comes your cat down the stairs right now.
Aw, she knew we were talking about it. She's
Old cat. But you said though was, God, if she won like 1,000 a week for life,
right.
I would almost be like
Bummed.
upset that I bought that lottery ticket
Right.
and did that.
And then I wonder if someone gets a lottery card, a scratch off as a gift, and they hit it big.
Right.
Do they give back to the person they got it from?
Yeah,
like
is
a
there-
certain amount.
Is there a protocol for that?
I don't know.
Like you're supposed to tip your dealer, you're supposed to tip your waitress.
Right.
Are you supposed to tip the person that got you the scratch off?
And I mean, and then we were talking at what amount does that happen? I really was saying even if she won $500 or something, awesome. But if she won like $1 million or
500, you're not expecting anything back, but are you bummed?
No.
No, you're
I'm
still
still
happy
fine.
for her.
I'm talking life-changing amount of money on a scratch off. I'm sure this doesn't happen often.
No, I think she wins 1,000, and I'm bummed that I bought it.
$1,000.
And I'm bummed that I bought it.
Yeah.
And I didn't
No,
keep it.
I guess.
Like that's great for her.
right.
But
Yeah. But it was like my lucky time.
yeah.
And I
We
gave
tried
it
to
away.
do scratch offs for like a half a minute.
Yeah, and we kept. That was more when I was traveling with you a
Yeah.
lot. We'd
So
go
one
on the
summer
road.
when we were on the road, we we decided $50 and we bought $50 worth of scratch offs, and then whatever we won from that we put back in the envelope and we replayed, and we did it for a few weeks without having to
put money in.
But that was it. I'm not a huge scratch off person.
We're not.
It's fun when you're on the road though, because we got to buy them from all different states.
Yeah.
And like different states have different lottery things.
Are they that different?
Oh, did you not know that? Yeah, like you can't get the New York scratch offs are in New York. Oh, that never excited you?
No.
Oh, I was so excited to get like scratch offs from New Jersey or from Connecticut or from Pennsylvania.
Why?
I don't know. Just the same reason that you and Belle started looking for plates from different states. I don't know, something just different.
Don't like the names of them, like
Yes.
like Win for Life or Step for Life, whatever it's called. They don't have that in Jersey.
Well, there's some that are national, but there's some that are like New York State specific or New Jersey specific.
Oh, I don't care what it's called.
Yeah, you're just like, give me number 12.
Yeah, or just want it to be a winner,
So, life-changing amount of money, you think it's protocol to give back to the person who gave it to you?
I absolutely would.
Not the whole thing. They don't have
whole thing.
But they split it 50-50?
Something.
Or is it like tip you 20%?
I don't know.
Or is it like, hey, every other week you have to give me the 1,000? Wow, you're really...
I haven't worked out the logistics of it, but I don't think I'm going to give them as gifts anymore because it's too much stress.
Just so you know, it's not going to happen.
I know.
So you don't have to worry about this.
Interesting, though.
All right, well, let's do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
What the are we doing next week?
Can you bring Anthony to religion?
Sure. Why do you need me to?
Well, I don't know how I'm going to be feeling.
Oh. All right. From your wisdom tooth pull, you don't think you could drive?
I guess I'll be fine. I don't know why I feel like I'm not going to be able to
you're not getting
anything.
a leg sawed off.
So I'm going to be able to go about my normal business.
Yes, you can drive yourself home from the dentist today since you're not having sweet air. But I'm going with you, so I will absolutely drive you and take care of you. And I understand that you're going to be achy and painy tomorrow, but it doesn't mean that you can't drive your son to religion. I mean, I could drive. I could drive Belle, then come back, drive Anthony, then go and drive Jane.
No, that's fine.
It'll be a lot.
Whatever. You don't have to go, but you have a.
No, yeah, and I have a show.
So you're gonna leave me alone after the poll and go to a show after the poll. Am I gonna be okay?
You were
Saturday
getting
night?
the poll on Friday.
Yeah.
At 12:20 in the afternoon, you're getting one tooth taken out of your mouth. You're worried on Saturday at 6:30 that I'm leaving you alone.
Yeah.
More than 24 hours later from a tooth extraction.
Maybe it's not as big of a deal as I'm. We'll see.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Then you're gone again.
Then I'm going to get on Sunday for a long time. I'm going to take my daughter to go see Blue Man Group in the city.
Fun.
For her birthday. So just a daddy-daughter date thing. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So Monday we have darts, but it was going to be a bye week. But we're going to play Felt, the group that canceled for the snow.
Okay.
So they're coming to us at Cannes. So if anybody wants to ever watch us play darts, Mondays, 8 o'clock, Cannes in
Bohemia.
Exit
48.
Look at you.
Why don't you call that guy and have him playing at Cannes?
Yes. Monday. Oh, I was gonna hit it like that was gonna happen, like playing at Cannes. But if you want to come and see,
you're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
At Cannes, we play darts. All right. Wednesday, kids are all here, right?
But it's Belle's birthday, so.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that.
Yeah, well, you knew that.
All right, yeah. So we have to figure out our Wednesday. All right, so this is so terrible to look at the schedule right now. Let's stop it there because we have so much to figure out
for her
this
birthday,
week.
and then
Right. All right, sounds
one day
good.
at a time.
Jesus, it's been a long time.
Wish me luck, everyone.
Yeah, her extraction.
The poll is coming. Sounds like a horror movie.
The poll. Oh, that's not bad. Hold on.
You're listening.
You're listening. No, I can't. The poll is happening.
You have your own radio voice. I mean, you know.
I'm not doing one man, one desire. Morgan Freeman is the last samurai. Christine Vesta in What Do I Call Jim? E. With a Y.
All right, hit it one more time.
What?
Hit the button one more time before we go.
All right. So
All right.
This is going to be it.
You're listening to the DFM podcast with Jim and Christine.
All right. Bye.
This was fun. Love you. Bye.
Ready? Do it for you. Ready? Open.